Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. We are going to do an egg pulling today from a really popular spider within the hobby, and one that we've actually not bred for a little while, and that is the Psalmopoeus irminia, or the Venezuelan suntiger. Now this is a really striking spider. These are jet black with really bright orange markings on their legs. They are absolutely stunning. Now that being said, when they're young, they're almost brown, like an orangey brown all over, which makes them quite interesting too. But it's that adult female colouring, that's what we all like to see. Now we got her in here. This is our oldest female, and she is probably around about, she must be around about 6 years old now, I should think. And she's had a bit of time out. So she's been relaxing, taking it easy, and we literally paired her. When did we pair her? Back in the 21st of January, and she produced a sack on the 27th of the 3rd, so the 27th of March. Now she's been in there now for 34 days, and we're hoping, all being well, it's still there now. Although we don't know because we can't see. Now, as you can see in the back there, even with putting the backboard on, she has still managed to cover this all up. And this is something that the irminia are very fond of. They decorate all of their web with soil, bits of leaf, bits and pieces, even bits of carcasses that they've had from old roaches and stuff. They stick it all in the web, which makes it very difficult for us to actually see in there. But I do believe I can still see an egg sac right down in the very bottom. So then, what we're going to do now is we are going to try and retrieve that. I'm actually going to put this over here and then see if we can't break into this. Now these are an old world, new world spider, sorry. A new world spider. And they don't possess urticating hairs or anything like that, but they are really quite flighty. So they're very prone to just taking off. I think what we can do is we can pull this back here. There you go. She's straight into defense mode. She wants to protect her egg sac. It looks good. It does look good. Right. I do hate it when they go right the way to the bottom because it puts my fingers really close. Right, let's see if we can't get this out. Please don't take my fingers. Watching your fingers. There we go. Just put that down there nice and gently. Now, I don't know if you can see from her there, but you can see this absolutely jet black. It's probably a bit difficult to see her there, but she is absolutely jet black. She might well come out in a minute. So what we'll do is we'll put her there. We'll leave her alone for a moment. We'll open that up just in case she does come out. We might get a good view of her. Right, we've got our nursery pot here. We always make these up ready in anticipation. It's already at the room temperature that we want. It's all ready to go into the incubator. So what we're going to do now, we are going to have a look. Now, very interestingly, there is a tiny little hole there, which might suggest that she was probably getting ready to open this up herself. I'm not sure. We will find out in a moment. But yeah, that's a tiny little hole. Now, when we come to opening up our egg sacs, remember, there is a top and there is a bottom to them. So this is what I would class as the bottom. And you can see there, you can see this ring of silk here. This is where they fold it all up and it creates this little edge. If we look at it and turn it over, you can see it's completely all the same. So that is what I would class as the top. So I always open on this bit here, and that's because this point here is where it's going to be at its weakest. And you can see that hole just there. I've never seen that before. So maybe these are ready to go. We will find out. This is quite interesting. We're going to open it up. It actually tears very, very easily. There's a definite, yeah, see look, there's a definite hole there. But these aren't ready to go. We have got eggs with legs, I think. We see movement. Yes, we have. They were actually, that's incredible. What we got now is, I do believe she was literally just about to open this sack up. And that's what that little hole was. These guys here are ready to go. Look at that. She's coming out as well. Mum's coming out to have a look. This is actually quite difficult to open this up. Now, if you can see them, they are actually on the move already. And I do believe that that tiny little hole that we saw was her just about getting ready to open these up, because as you can see, these are very mobile. These are not eggs with legs. These have actually got one more molt to go before they are true spiderlings. So what they will do now is they would now crawl out into that big cocoon behind there, and they would slowly harden up, they would change colour, they would turn black, and then their next molt, they would become true spiderlings. That is actually pulled at the perfect time. We couldn't have got it any better. That is amazing. I've never yet, in all this time, pulled an egg sac on the day that the female was about to open it up for herself. That's incredible. Look at it. Look at them. They're pouring out in my hand. Well, that's a first for me. That is absolutely wonderful. Look at them all crawling out. Isn't that marvellous? And you can see the difference now with how mobile these are. We've caught these at the time they would naturally be emerging from the sack. And when you've seen others that we've pulled, and we've got eggs with legs and things like that, you see the difference in them. It's absolutely fascinated me. I can't believe this is like I said a minute ago, this is the first time that we've pulled a sack that was actually being opened by the female.
The camera didn't freeze then, guys. He's just mesmerised.
Yes. That is wonderful. Look at that. And I think what we're going to do, rather than tip them out, we would normally tip them out. I feel like these guys deserve to come out on their own. We're just going to pop the whole thing in there. Look at it. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. Fabulous. Fabulous. Oh my God. I'm so tempted to tip them out. I'll try and tip it up for you. Maybe if I hold on to it. Can we see that now? Look at it. They're all pouring out of their own accord. That's a wonderful sight. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful sight. They're all very healthy looking as well. Good size. And I'd say there's a good few in there and all. Now we have got another female irminia here. And she actually dropped a sack as well. We bred them at the same time. And her sack has actually hatched out in the enclosure. So we've got two different things here. We often get asked, why do we pull the sacks? Why do we take them away from the mums? Well, the reason being, there's a couple of reasons. The first one being that if left in with the female, there is always the chance that she might just change her mind and eat them. And we really don't understand why this is. Now, it could be the fact that she's just hungry, which I doubt somewhat, because we keep our spiders in really good condition before we breed them. It could be that they get dehydrated. That's more of an opportunity thing. There's only so much we can do to keep our spider hydrated. We make sure she goes in there fully, but you imagine she could be in there from 4, 6, 7, 8 weeks maybe without a drink. That's a long time to go. It could also be that the actual sack is just no good. And that is probably one of the main causes. Although we have, on occasion, seen a sack get eaten where they got eggs with legs. And that's very, very baffling when you consider the amount of energy that a spider puts into producing that sack. Why on earth would they eat it? Something went wrong. Something upset her. So that's one of the reasons. She's coming out again now. What a beautiful spider she is. She is 6 years old now. You can see that jet black. They only get this really, really jet black, almost like a velvet black, with age. But you can also see there that the orange on the ends of her legs is starting to pale off a little bit. So she's starting to show her age a little bit. She's quite an old girl, really. I don't know if you can see, you can just about make her abdomen out there. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's probably tucked a little bit low. But she's going to need a little bit of fattening up to get her back up. Now, looking at her now, her breeding days are probably getting near their end. We'll let her have another molt. We'll feed her right up. And we'll just let her chill out, really. And then maybe once she's had another molt, we might look at breeding her again. But you will find as the spiders get older, the clutch sizes get a little bit smaller. And this is something to do with, I would imagine, the actual well-being of the female spider. She's not maybe as strong and as active as she would have been when she was young. So this all plays a part in how they produce later on. Now, bearing in mind, these guys can and do last, females, 10 to 12 years in captivity. Now, she's not going to breed for that 10 to 12 years. In the wild state, the chances are she probably wouldn't survive much past maybe 5 or 6 years. You know, a 6-year-old spider in the wild would be quite a good spider, I would think. So we need to bear that in mind when we're breeding our spiders in captivity. Although they last longer because they get the optimum care, physically, things are going to slow down. So we have to take care of them. Nice that she's come out to say hello. As you can see, she's not stressed out or anything. She's just sitting there. She's just thinking, I wonder what's going on. What's Dave done with my egg sac? That's what she's probably thinking. I am absolutely over the moon with them. Over the moon. Right. Well, I don't think it's going to be very long. These guys are going to be ready for their new homes. Perfect. Right then. I think that just about covers our Psalmopoeus irminia, the Venezuelan suntiger. Another absolutely brilliant spider. Right. Don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I'll see you soon, guys.